Friends, we're all guilty of messing up sometimes, but the key word here is sometimes. The point is to not allow your past to mess up your present and your future. I am not what happened to me, wrote Carl Jung. I am who I choose to become. I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. The point is to not keep living in regret, but to move forward with faith and forgiveness. Finish each day and be done with it, said Ralph Waldo Emerson. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. Friends, don't let your old nonsense from yesterday ruin your today. You're not meant to be a prisoner of your past. You're a child of endless possibilities. Regret doesn't change anything. Starting afresh changes everything. And to me, that's what courage looks like. Courage to me looks like deciding not to play the victim. Courage to me is leaving the city of regret. Courage to me is walking away from the pity parties. Courage to me is starting all over again. This piece is titled Leaving the City of Regret by Larry Harp. I had not really planned on taking a trip this time of the year. And yet I found myself packing rather hurriedly. This trip was going to be unpleasant, and I knew in advance that no real good would come out of it. I'm talking about my annual guilt trip. I got tickets to fly there on Wish I Had Airlines. It was an extremely short flight. I got my baggage, which I could not check. I chose to carry it myself all the way. It was heavy, with 1,000 memories of what might have been. No one greeted me as I entered the terminal to the Regret City International Airport. I say international because people from all over the world come to this dismal town. As I checked into the Last Resort Hotel, I noticed that they would be hosting the year's most important event, the annual pity party. I wasn't going to miss out that great social occasion. I didn't want to be left out. Many of the town's leading citizens would be there. First there would be the Dunn family. The should have dones, the would have dones, the could have dones. Then came the I had family. You probably know Old Wish and his clan. Of course, opportunities would be present, missed and lost. But the biggest family would be the yesterdays. There were far too many of them to count. But each one of them would have a very sad story to share. Then shattered dreams would surely make an appearance. And It's Their Fault would regale us with stories and excuses about how things had failed in his life. And each story would be loudly applauded by, don't blame me, and I couldn't help it. Well, to make a long story short, I went to this depressing party knowing that there would be no real benefit in doing so. And as usual, as a result, I became very depressed. But as I thought of all the stories of failures brought back from the past, it occurred to me that all of this trip and subsequent pity parties could be cancelled by me. I started to truly realize that I did not have to be there. I didn't have to be depressed. One thing kept going through my mind. I can't change yesterday, but I do have the power to make today a wonderful day. I can be happy, joyous, fulfilled, encouraged, as well as encouraging. Knowing this, I left the city of regret immediately and left no forwarding address. Am I sorry for the mistakes I've made in the past? Of course, yes. But I also realize there is no physical way to undo them now. So, if you're planning a trip back to the city of regret, please cancel all your reservations now. Instead, take a trip to a place called Starting Again. I liked it so much that I have now taken up permanent residence there. My neighbors, the I Forgive Myself, and the New Starts are so very helpful and such wonderful, optimistic people. And by the way, you don't have to carry around heavy baggage because the Lord is lifted from your shoulders upon arrival. God bless you in finding this great town. If you can find it, it's in your heart. Please look me up. I live on I Can Do It Street. Leaving the City of Regret by Larry Harp. Friends, I'll leave you with an excerpt from a sermon titled The Irreparable Past by Frederick William Robertson, an English divine who said, "It is not by regretting what is irreparable that true work is to be done, but by making the best of what we are. It is not by complaining that we have not the right tools, but by using well the tools that we already have. What we are and where we are is God's providential arrangement, God's doing, though it may be man's misdoing, and the manly and the wise way is to look at your disadvantages in the face and see what can be made out of them. Think of yourself as dead," said Marcus Aurelius. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life, and now take what's left and live it properly.